Hey everybody, welcome back to Smith BricQs, where my family and I build memories for a lifetime. Today we're embarking on an intergalactic journey with the LEGO Star Wars Ultimate Collector Series, the Razor Crest. This is set number 75331. This puppy boasts 6,187 awesome pieces of plastic, and it comes with a price tag of $600 as well. So that breaks down to about 9.7 cents per piece. It's a pretty fair deal considering all the intricate details that are packed into the set. This was released on October 7th, 2022. It features 4 exclusive minifigures. You've got the Mandalorian, you got a Mythrol, you got Kuiil and Grogu, and you got a buildable Blurrg figure as well. Now, one of the unique touches to this set is the interior packaging. It's got 2 artistically designed boxes that depict scenes from the Mandalorian. It really enhances the unboxing experience. This whole set is really a tribute to a ship that kickstarted the new Star Wars adventure on TV. And it's also the first big set done that relates to a TV show done in the Star Wars universe. So we hope you enjoy the speed build. We'll be back for the review here in just a few minutes. Sit back, enjoy the music, and watch us go. Hey everybody, welcome back. Let's take a closer look at that Razor Crest overall. This newly designed windshield really captures the ship's iconic look with remarkable accuracy and Lego form. Then also, like flanking the cockpit, you got those two dual laser cannons. I think those were meticulously crafted to mirror the ship's formidable weaponry as seen in the TV series. You know, those elements not only enhance the aesthetic appeal, but also bring more of the authenticity to the model. It makes it a more standout piece in any collection, especially since this is in Lego form and you can see the studs and everything. It really makes it stand out. Now, this thing looks really good mounted on my Wicked Bricks acrylic stand. You know, the Razor Crest really commands attention once you put it up on the stand. It puts it in like a flying position. And with those twin engines, those are really highlights. You know, it really features the intricate detailing that reflects the ship's rugged design. And the curved hull and the distinctive yellow markings are really a faithfully replicated piece showcasing the effort that was put into capturing the ship's on-screen appearance and how it looked, you know, in the show and everything before it got blown up into a million pieces. So this model isn't just a build, it's a piece of art that pays homage to the beloved series. Now, let's meet the minifigures that came with this actual set. Naturally, you know, you've got the Mandalorian, Din Djarin. You also have Grogu, who also comes with this pram. And then you've got the Razor Crest plate here. You've got the Mythrol, and you've got Kuiil with his Blurrg, his buildable Blurrg, which was pretty cool. Now, one thing I did like about this was the fact that these particular characters, you know, are in season 1 of The Mandalorian, so they're reflective of that. So that's really cool in regard to, you know, these only being released with this UCS set. You know, it makes it pretty special in regards to the minifigures that were showcased here. Aside from the fact that this is the same Grogu, but you know, how are you going to switch him up? Now, taking a look at, you know, the Mandalorian, he's sporting his early season brown, you know, Durasteel armor with the newly printed arms. This figure really captures Mando's initial look before acquiring his Beskar suit. It's got some updates to it in regard to the feet and the back here, as you can see. And then he also has a nice hairpiece that we'll throw up here for you to be able to see as well. Overall, I think they did really good with this piece, considering the fact that we've got a few Din Djarins before this one, and they went ahead and upgraded this one, especially with the helmet, to look more like the on-screen one. Now, Grogu himself, he's the adorable child that comes with his hover prom. They utilize a clear dish to simulate, you know, levitation. You know, that's a real delightful touch for all fans, you know, to see him just hovering there, but he's pretty much the same. Now, the Mythrol, he includes handcuffs, referencing his capture by the Mando. But one thing that they should have done was give him his own mold, like they did for the Ugnaught for his head, because it would have really been cool to see his little, you know, fish fins coming out the side of his head. But they did a pretty decent job with him, aside from not giving him his own head. Now, here's Kuiil, the Ugnaught mechanic. He features a dual molded head that was really cool with goggles and a really detailed outfit that looked kind of weird, but you know, it'll pass. It reflected his on-screen persona. His Blurrg was a pretty cool mini build. You know, kind of looks like a micro build or whatnot, but I think it fit really well with this overall set. So I really like these pieces. To the right here, you're going to see a small picture of the UCS series plaque that came with the Wicked Bricks acrylic stand that I purchased. I just thought I'd take a picture of this because I thought it was pretty cool how they had it magnetically connected here to the stand. Now, what I'm going to do here is we're going to transition into the actual interior of the Razor Crest, which was beautifully done for a UCS set. We're going to take a look at the cockpit and everything first and all the details that come with that. The actual cockpit top itself just kind of comes off. It's not really attached to anything, so you can just take it off. That's probably the loosest part on this entire build, which was really done well. As you can see, the interior of this was done exceptionally well, considering that this is a UCS set. We would expect nothing less, with lots of buttons and gadgets and doohickeys everywhere. We even got a reference in the back there to the frog's eggs that Grogu was eating at one time during the show. I know that freaks some people out, but you know, hey, this is Star Wars. Taking a look here at those red seats that pop, take a look at that red door that actually opens up and allows for you to simulate Din Djarin and his crew walking back and forth, and the ladder that leads down to this lower portion here, which reveals more of the interior of this set, which is even more impressive. You can take a look and see here that this is Din Djarin's bed that can be removed. This is where he sleeps. You can also see a Bacta tank that's sitting on top of there for him. Then there's also a red wire down there that references a part of the actual show itself from Grogu when he fried himself from trying to rewire the Razor Crest at one time. So it's kind of cool that they reference that. Now, this thing has modular pieces to it. So as we take a look at this escape pod that comes out, I know he really didn't use this in the show, but it's in all of the drawings and everything. So naturally, I think Lego will include it. But this is the escape pod. Looks pretty cool. It's done really well in regard to being just an escape pod and fitting into the overall design of everything. Then here, what you'll also notice is when you're removing these modular pieces, because that's what you want to call it, because that's how it fits in. The biggest part here are these ginormous engines, which was a huge part of the latter portion of your build in regard to building this puppy. I mean, and they've got some weight on them too. You pick this up, and this is probably half the weight of the set itself in the engines themselves. After that, you've got a couple of other pieces that come off. They're just not just put in place. They're actually locked down, but they're easy to put on and then take off to reveal the rest of the interior of the Razor Crest itself. They did a really good job with designing this thing. So upon looking at the interior of your overall ship, you're looking at an area here where you have the carbon freeze chambers and the weaponry or whatnot. Let's dive into each one individually. So the carbon freezing chamber itself, you've got like some bounties here that he has stored in the ship. And they use some printed pieces for this as well, which was really nice. I thought that was a nice addition to here. As you can see, this is a nice little build. You've got two separate bounties on here. I've taken one out for you to be able to see how this looks. Even got all the little buttons and doohickeys on here so that you could go ahead and freeze up the person and put them in transport and then take them on in. That snaps cleanly right back in place right next to the other bounty. In addition to that, you also have his weapons cache that also nods to, when the Mythrol found it when he was going to the bathroom. You've got a nod to the TV show here that has the baby on board message in Arabesh. That's a humor Easter egg for all the fans. And then you can see all of his guns and everything that he has stored away here. That neatly fits back into place, snaps right back on, and then poof, you're right back to normal. Now, in addition to that, you've also got some other Easter eggs in here that reference the overall set and then also the show too. You've got the carbon freezing chamber that can actually fit a minifig into it. I thought that was a pretty cool play feature, considering that this is a UCS set. This thing really has a lot of features within it that allows for you to actually play with it if you want. So this is one of the better UCS sets I think they've ever done as far as giving you things to do with the set itself. Now here you can see Boba Fett's armor stored in this classic green color. This inclusion connects to the set, to the show on a more broader level as far as Star Wars lore is concerned, especially since they got it right. Now at the rear, you got the drop down ramp functions that works pretty smoothly. It allows for dynamic display options. You can even run the Blurrg up there if you want to. It's actually big enough to go ahead and do so. And you can also see that landing gear. And you can see these engines from the rear. Really intricately done. I really like the design on this. It's really repetitive, but it was really cool. These doors coming out of the side of the Razor Crest were something else, because really, if you didn't build it, you wouldn't know that they were doors. That's how well it's built into the actual set itself and how it folds back in there and how you really can't even tell that, that's something that comes apart. And we can also see those guns that I was talking about earlier when we introduced the show and how well those things look in regard to, comparing it to the show itself. There's the landing gear that I wish was retractable, but it's not. But, hey, this thing comes with enough features with it being able to have the interior that it does. So in conclusion, the UCS Razor Crest is a remarkable addition to the LEGO Star Wars lineup. The interior details are phenomenal, making it one of the most immersive builds. But with this being a UCS set and it being created to be something that really is supposed to just be on display, it gives it a malleability in regard to being able to be displayed in so many different ways, with you being able to open it up, show the interior, pull the cockpit out or whatnot, put the doors down and display it on how how the Razor Crest looked on the actual show. It makes this one of the best UCS sets they have ever made. I mean, in my opinion. So if this is something that you were looking at, if it's the price or whatnot, hey, they've got another one for like $150. But if you can save up for this one, it's definitely worth it in regard to being, something that, you make this your one buy for the year as far as Lego is concerned. So thank you everybody for coming out and supporting us. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you on our next build. Thank you so much.